acknowledgment. Now, I'll admit, this is a ridiculous spot to be in. I'm supposed to cut a promo about the greatest promo in the history of this business. For the first time in his life, he's coming out here only to talk about himself. How did I land this gig? This is bullshit. I almost said no. But I love my wife. So there's just no way I could say no. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, what do I say? What can I cover? The wise man's gonna come out here, he's gonna break into his history, and then all of a sudden he's gonna transition perfectly to the future and start promoting. So I figured the only way to do this is to share my perspective of the wise man. You see, the wise man taught me that every week is an audition to be invited back to the next week. He taught me that no matter how great I become, there's still lessons to be learned from anyone. And if you're not learning, you're not growing. The wise man taught me that no matter what happens, as long as our children are healthy, we're blessed men.
Be better, Billy.
But the wisest piece of advice came from Paul on a rental car shuttle at 5 in the morning on a Wednesday. And I was shithoused. I was blackout drunk. It was a good loop. We had a good loop, y'all. And back then we celebrated all the time. But I knew it had to be good advice because I remembered all of it. He told me, I told him that if I was on his side, there would be nothing that I couldn't do in this business. And then he chuckled, and he laughed at me, and he politely rejected my offer. And then he told me, Joe, you don't need me. You don't need anyone. The only thing you need is to do it yourself, to believe in yourself. He said the moment that you start doing that, you'll need for nothing. You'll have the world in the palm of your hand. And those are the words that I needed to hear at that time. And that's what he does. He always says the words that you need to hear. To me, to you, to our entire fan base, he knows what to say, how to say it, when to say it. And that's why he's the greatest communicator of all time. Plain and simple, the tribal chief doesn't happen if I'm not with the wise man. And I can tell you this much. The moment I'm not with the wise man is the moment you won't see the tribal chief anymore. I don't care how his character is presented. He's a good man. No, he's a great man. No, he's a mensch. And I get it. It's pretty easy to judge his book by a cover. But no matter how you judge it, you should take the time to read it. Because you'll never experience a story quite like it. So with that, please join me and acknowledge the newest member of the WWE Hall of Fame, class of 2024, my wise man, Paul Heyman.
Let's go! Yeah. fucking right, I deserve it. I didn't prepare anything tonight because, as I said in the media, I really wanted to feel the room, and I'm not very good as just speaking as me. But I asked somebody who's been up here, Rob Van Dam, and I said, Rob, I'm just a Jew boy from the Bronx. How do I reveal myself just as me? Haven't done it in 40-something years except at home. And Van Dam says in his eloquent manner, so I figured I gotta figure this out. I gotta ask someone who would understand what would myself, just Paul, no middle name, Heyman is like. So I asked my son, Jacob, who's sitting right there. Next to his sister Azalea, my daughter. And they're sitting next to a man for whom I have indescribable respect. CM Punk. And I said to my son, Jacob, how do I present myself as me? And Jacob picked his head up and he said, ask Van Dam, Dad! The rest of the stash is in the car. I'm the beneficiary of mass praise for doing with my life exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I get to work with the men and the women in this beautiful performance art known as sports and professional wrestling. I am the first pick, the first person announced, the first headliner in a class completely picked by Paul Levesque. Only one person can drive the car out of chaos. Only one person can assume true control of the locker room. And the leadership that was sorely needed by the men and the women in this beautiful performance art has been bestowed upon us by that man sitting right there, Paul Levesque. Come out here and do these promos, and the one thing that Paul Levesque asked me was, hey, please don't speak about me. But the way that this man has assumed the pencil of this company and has led us to a creative freedom backstage where more superstars are emerging into the main events in front of your very eyes. And the manner in which he leads us, well, let me tell you, for prosperity into that camera for the rest of my life, I will be a Paul Levesque guy. I will also call to your attention that his lovely bride, Stephanie, is here this evening. If my daughter grows up to be half the woman that Stephanie is, I assure you I will have raised a great lady in my household. I would also like to call to your attention that Stephanie is wearing a cap adorned with the letters ECW. I think at this point, after all these years, it's time for Stephanie to admit she married the wrong Paul. Indulge me for just a moment, and then we'll get to ECW. Children. This is what I want you to do with your lives. I don't mean that you get to sit in the front row with these luminaries whose accomplishments in life and in this industry. And by the way, if anybody here screws with you, you're 2 seats down from Haku. It's not about the money. It's about being worthy of people's respect. It's about being worthy of their admiration. It's about pursuing your dreams and failing and going after them again and again and again and again and failing 101 times and succeeding on the 101st. It's about waking up the next morning and you can't wait to get into it because the world just isn't fucking ready for you. Pursue your dreams. Pursue your happiness. And I promise you one day you will be standing on a podium in front of a group of your peers and your fans and your friends and your family and your children, and you will hear the love for the body of work that you put together with the true passion of your lives. I have been an orator than I could ever hope to be, and I will never find the words to convey to the two of you how much I desperately love you both. If you'll indulge me for one more moment, I would just like to publicly say I so to see this. I so wish my father was here tonight to see this. Hey, where's Cody Rhodes? I so wish your father was here tonight. I love me too. Well, I think that covers all the mushy shit, right? I guess now it's time to talk about ECW.
No, it's that. Exactly.
Holy shit, this is a real one. I think I broke this over the head of Sting when Rick Rude became the United States Heavyweight Champion in that stupid fucked up company called WCW.
There's a time in the life of every man where he has to accept reality. The reality to this man is that in 1993, this industry sucked. Oh, we had your plumbers, and we had your garbage men, and we had your clowns running around. But what happened to the love of the art of professional wrestling? I was a kid running around, bullshitting my way into the back of Madison Square Garden, and all I could think of was, man, let me get my hands on this, and I will show them a way. I will show them the way. This business, shut up, kid. Shut up, kid. Shut up, kid. Yeah, all right. Here's what happened. I go to WCW. They wouldn't listen to your wise man, and I said,
Well, okay, we need to find some place that will accept these ideas, that will accept this vision, that will look into the future, that will bring hip-hop
into wrestling, that will bring heavy metal into wrestling, that will bring sexy women fighting each other and real men bashing each other right in the face. We need to put people through tables. We need to climb the ladder all the way up to the top. We need to create the tribe of extreme. And it would never have happened any other place but in fucking Philadelphia. Where did Stone Cold Steve Austin drink his first beer? Right down the road in a bingo hall on the corner of Swanson and Rittner called the ECW Arena. Where did Eric Bischoff get the whole idea for video and psychosis. Where
Right down the road on the corner of Swanson and Whitner, on the wrong side of the train tracks, called the ECW Arena. Where did the Dudleys say you're going through a table tonight and everybody's gonna like it? So Devon, get the fucking table. Where did Rob Van Dam light up an audience as much as he was lighting up the joints backstage in ECW?
Bubba Ray Dudley says it best. ECW wasn't meant to last. We were meant to go out in a blaze of glory. We were Napster. We were here to change the business. We were here to disrupt the industry. And it's exactly what we did. For those of you who say that the concept of Extreme died on the corner of Swanson and Rittner, I beg to disagree. For those of you who will say that ECW lives no more, I respectfully disagree with your assessment. And for those of you who don't realize that ECW is alive today in the matches that are performed in front of you, that in the concepts that have been adopted by the entire industry, in the passion of the fan base that still comes today to WWE and any other wrestling promotion on the face of this planet. If you think that the spirit of ECW died in a bankruptcy court in 2001, you can suck my fucking dick. CM Punk just leaned over to my son and said, "Your dad just got himself canceled again." And here's the funny part of it all, ladies and gentlemen. They ain't gonna cancel me because they know if they do, I'm coming back bigger, better, stronger than ever before. Let's go. They canceled me in WCW. I became the manager of the Samoan SWAT team. They canceled me with the Samoan SWAT team. I became the manager of Mean Mark, who I then passed on to Bruce Pritchard behind WCW's back, and he is forever the Undertaker. They canceled me with Mean Mark, and I become Jim Ross's color commentator because somebody had to show that Okie how to do announcing. When they canceled me as a commentator, I came back with the Dangerous Alliance. When they canceled me out of WCW, I came back with ECW. When they canceled ECW, I came to WWE, and who do I end up with? The 1 in 21 and 1 Brock Lesnar! And when the entire world got canceled out by the zombie apocalypse that we've come to know as the pandemic, and Brock Lesnar went home to Saskatchewan to kill things that he could put on the plate to feed his family. That wasn't a knock on Hardcore Holly. For those of you who don't understand, Google it, bitches. I'm not here to educate you tonight. And then I got canceled as the executive director of Monday Night Raw. And here I am in my mid-50s, and my 800-pound gorilla is home in Saskatchewan, and I'm out of any creative influence, and you think I've been canceled. And I'm swimming in the ocean of obscurity, and I'm rescued onto the island of relevancy by your tribal chief, the head of the table, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Roman Reigns. For the young men and women sitting around this ring and up on that stage, the message tonight is simple. They can't cancel you. Only you can cancel you. Only you can stop yourself from living out your dreams. Only you can let them cancel you. I've been canceled 100 times in this business. I'll come back 101. They cancel me on 101. I'll come back bigger, better, stronger, more extreme and wiser in 102. I have the honor and the privilege of working not only with Roman Reigns and the Usos and Solo and a Samoan dynasty that will rule for hundreds of years to come. I work with the future of this business. I get to work with Braun Breaker. I get to work with Rhea Ripley. I get to work with Carmelo Hayes. I get to work with Trick Williams. I get to work with Jade Cargill. And I see the things in them that I saw the generation before them with Steve Austin and The Undertaker and Rikishi and CM Punk and Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. And she's sitting behind me, and I'm probably next to her wonderful husband, her biggest fan in the world. I've gotten to work with Charlotte Flair. So let's take this bitch home, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. Welcome to the class of 2024 Hall of Fame. I stand before you not only as the former advocate for Brock Lesnar, I stand before you as the best friend and biggest fan of Chicago's very own CM Punk. And I stand before you as special counsel and a wise man to the reigning defending undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. I'm blown up. I have to pee. I've taken too long, and I assure you of this. This is not a Lifetime Achievement Award. I know everybody says, I'm just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet. Yo, bitches, I'm just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet. There's more disruption of this industry pumping through this heart. And I guarantee you, we're gonna disrupt it all over again. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.